What is up, everybody? Welcome to College Knowledge. I am super excited to be here with all of you today, and more importantly, welcome to my very first video and the start of the content moving forward. So where we are starting, as I mentioned in the introductory video, is really the sophomore standing in high school. And as a sophomore, in this video specifically, I'm really just going to try to paint a big picture for you as what you should keep in mind as you progress further through high school and into the rest of your academic career. Because unfortunately, you have to start thinking about that stuff now just because of how competitive everything has gotten. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into everything. Again, my name's Evan James. Welcome to College Knowledge. Let's get to it. So the first thing I want to talk about is really, bottom line is you should be enjoying your high school experience. I know not everybody you talk to enjoys it, but really do your best to enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do. And if you are not enjoying what it is you're participating in, or club, sport, whatever it might be, just don't do it. I mean, try it. If you don't like it, don't stick with it because you feel like you have to. So I just want to preface with that. So the number one here I would like to bring up is extracurriculars. So extracurriculars are going to be very important as you move forward and going into college. And really, even if, maybe college isn't you're necessarily kind of your big picture right now, extracurriculars is going to help make your high school experience more meaningful. So, what kind of extracurriculars are there? You have sports, you have clubs, and then you have jobs. And I did put a job on underneath extracurricular just for the sake of the video and kind of the big picture here. But sports, I mean, really, this can be anything. Find something you enjoy. Again, try different sports. You don't necessarily need to stick with one sport all the way through high school. That doesn't translate into better on a resume or a better look on your resume. This is not going to be a big thing. Again, really try to focus on getting enjoyment out of your career in high school. So extracurriculars, first one can be sports. Second one, clubs. Honestly, realistically, you can do both of these, sports and clubs. It's very easy to find a club that requires minimal participation, but you can also be in clubs that require a lot more participation. And you can couple the two and kind of tailor it to how you want and kind of your time. For myself, I did sports and clubs in high school. So there's honor societies. I know there's like key clubs. I won't get into it. Just look into what's available at your high school. And again, sports and clubs really a lot of time can be paired together, and you can do both with the time you have. Now, I understand everyone's situation might be different, and maybe sports and clubs is just not something you have time for, and you have to get a job and you're working. Making money is amazing. Everybody's going to need money at some point in their life. So having a job in high school, whether, kind of how do you weigh these things out, sports, club, or a job, really not one is better than the other, and don't believe it to be the other way. Again, each of these items can be tailored on a resume or your application going into college to make it to your benefit, really. So don't think one is better than the other. Don't spread yourself too thin. That's also bad. But really just see what you like and do what you're able to do. And know that it's important. Extracurriculars are important. Again, that big picture there. Number one, extracurriculars. So all that's important. Not one is not better than the other. So just keep that in mind. Number two, grades. In the academic world, grades are really kind of a big thing. Now, don't stress, a bad grade on a quiz or an exam is not the end of the world. Grades, however, are stressed a lot, especially in high school, as they can play a big factor moving down the line. Now, underneath grades, kind of think of this as the umbrella term here. So you have grades. I'm going to talk a little bit about GPA versus weighted GPA and then your AP/IB classes. So your AP classes really are super beneficial going into college because, as I came to find out, they count as college credits if you pass their exam at the end of the course, which what that means for you is that saves you a lot of time and a lot of money. And I'll talk about a little bit more of the benefit a little bit later down the road, but you also get to register early, which is huge. Again, we'll touch on that when we get into college stuff, but registering early is amazing. So AP classes, IB classes, if you're willing to risk the more rigorous course load, definitely well worth your time, and maybe some loss of sleep in there too. So definitely recommend going that course, or that route rather. And now GPA versus weighted GPA. Really, you could really only be more concerned about your weighted GPA, just because on your college applications, a lot of them are just going to accept your weighted GPA, which makes you seem a lot better. So like, oh, I have a 3.6 weighted, okay, or I have a 4.8 weighted, so really on your application you will just be going more with your weighted GPA, so don't pay a whole lot of attention. Now if you're crushing it, you got a 4.0 unweighted, definitely put that on there, but just know, like, generally speaking, you'll be okay with your weighted GPA on there. Number 3, volunteering. Volunteering is important. And I'll kind of tie everything in at the end here, but the main reason is that it helps build you. Just giving back is always a good thing, but it's going to help make you more well-rounded. Now, as I talked about previously with clubs and extracurriculars, sports and clubs are a great way to kind of just simultaneously do this, because a lot of times you'll find that you're required to go and help out some to an extent, and so that's very important and an easy way to do it. So definitely volunteer at least some of your time going through high school. High school is 4 years. You can find some time to volunteer, I'm sure of it. And lastly, as I start at the beginning, enjoy yourself. All this ties into one big picture, which is being well-rounded. Why is that so important? Because as we're moving more and more into the future here in college admissions and everything like that, being an Einstein genius is amazing. However, there's a lot more to life than just getting a 4.0. As I said, you should enjoy your high school career, and colleges want to see who you are. They don't want to see this paper, okay, wow, they can get a 4.0, but that's all I know. Who are you? Who are you on paper, and who are the colleges going to get to know? Because if all you have is, I aced every single class, well, that's great. You're a very smart, intelligent individual, but you're more than that, So make sure you're able to convey that by tying all of your experiences into one well-rounded application / resume and who you are, truly, because that's going to benefit you in numerous ways going down the road here. So again, this is kind of a big picture snapshot into high school. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment below. I love to answer questions. And again, stay tuned for more content. I'm going to try to be putting out some videos and stuff for you as soon as possible. Get things going. Again, this is College Knowledge. My name is Evan James. Welcome. I'm super excited to get into the rest of the videos here. And stay tuned. Thanks, guys.